The ink is barely dry on the new trade deal between the Trump administration and the UK, and already the sparks are flying. This agreement, trumpeted by the White House as a win-win, has ignited a firestorm of controversy, particularly within the American auto industry. At the heart of the deal is a provision allowing the UK to export 100,000 cars to the US at a reduced tariff of 10%. This, coupled with the creation of a trading union for steel and aluminum components, has been met with outrage by US automakers, who see it as a betrayal of their interests and a direct threat to American jobs. Is this a case of the Trump administration prioritizing short-term gains at the expense of long-term economic stability? Or is it a shrewd negotiation tactic in a complex global market? One thing is certain, this deal has far-reaching implications for the future of international trade. Let's break down the specifics of this agreement. The headline grabber is undoubtedly the 10% tariff on those 100,000 British cars. Currently, imported cars face a 25% tariff, so this is a significant reduction. Then there's the trading union for steel and aluminum. This allows the UK to bypass the hefty tariffs imposed on those materials by the Trump administration back in 2018. The idea is to create a more level playing field for UK manufacturers, boosting their competitiveness. But at what cost? That's the multi-billion-dollar question American automakers are asking. The reaction from US car manufacturers has been swift and scathing. Giants like Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, formerly Fiat Chrysler, are all feeling the heat. GM is projecting a staggering $5 billion hit to its profits this year, blaming it on increased tariffs. Ford isn't far behind, anticipating a $1.5 billion loss. And Stellantis? They've already been forced to halt production at several plants in Canada and Mexico due to the tariffs on imported parts. These aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. These losses translate to job insecurity, plant closures, and a ripple effect throughout the entire automotive supply chain. The American Automotive Policy Council, which represents the big three US automakers, has been particularly vocal in its criticism. Their argument is simple. This deal undermines the USMCA, the trade agreement between the US, Canada, and Mexico. The USMCA was supposed to prioritize trade within North America, bolstering the region's manufacturing base. But now, the UK seems to be getting preferential treatment, leaving American workers wondering where their interests lie in this new global order. The White House, for its part, is standing firm. They argue that this deal is ultimately beneficial to the American economy, fostering closer ties with a key ally and creating a more competitive global market. They point to the potential for increased investment in the United States by British companies and claim that the deal will ultimately lead to more jobs and economic growth. However, critics argue that this is a classic case of trickle-down economics, a theory that has historically failed to deliver on its promises. Section 6. A ripple effect. The implications of this deal extend far beyond the automotive industry. It sends a clear message to other trading partners. The United States is willing to play hardball even if it means upsetting long-standing alliances. This could have a domino effect on future trade negotiations, particularly with countries like China and those in the European Union. The USMCA, once seen as a cornerstone of North American trade, is now facing an uncertain future. Section 7. The global chessboard. The United Kingdom, newly independent from the European Union, is eager to forge its own path in the world. This deal with the United States is a major coup for them, giving them a foothold in the lucrative American market. But it also sets a precedent. Other countries looking to secure favorable trade deals may now feel emboldened to use their own leverage, potentially sparking a global trade war. Section 8. Winners and losers. It's still too early to say definitively who the winners and losers will be in this high-stakes game of trade chess. The United Kingdom, for now, seems to be in a strong position, but the long-term impact on the United States economy, particularly the auto industry, remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the landscape of global trade is shifting, and the rules of the game are changing. Section 9. The road ahead. The US-UK trade deal is a stark reminder of the complexities of globalization. It's a tangled web of competing interests where one country's gain can often come at the expense of another's. The road ahead is paved with uncertainty. Will this deal usher in an era of greater cooperation and prosperity, or will it ignite a global trade war with devastating consequences? Only time will tell.